Gwyneth, hi, this is Jim Delapine, and I'd like to give you some video feedback here. So, the background, I had requested that it not to be too busy so that the character would stand out, but this is actually quite nice. She blends in, and the lighting is actually quite perfect. So, let me show you some things that need to be adjusted here. First of all, the size. It needs to be 8 inches wide by 10 inches high. You have a 10 inches wide by 9 inches high. So you need to make an adjustment there. So what we'll do is this. We'll go to our cropping tool. First, I'm going to move this text over because it may crop it out. So let me go here. So I'll just put it here for now. So we're going to go to the crop tool and make sure that width times height times resolution is selected up here. We're going to make this 8. And then tab over to the 10 and make sure it says IN for inches. Okay. If it doesn't, it may say PX. Just type in IN. Okay. Make sure the resolution is 300. Okay. So tabbing will bring you from one dialog box to the next. All right. So it's going to show you a preview here. All right. So you need to basically select the area. So you can click and drag inside here to reposition this, and I'm going to say something like this would be suitable. Okay, have her a little bit to the left, and I'm a little well, I don't know about the text though. Let's just see what happens here. All right, so I'm going to crop this. All right, and let's see if I can bring the text over now. I may have to undo this. Nope. See, it cropped out the text. So let me undo the cropping and then bring the text over to the center here. All right, so this way I won't crop it out. Go back here to the cropping tool and redo it again. So with the cropping tool active, what's going on here? Let's see, with the cropping tool active, I know. Now what's going on here? Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay, I want to be able to shift this whole thing over. All right, now I was going to say all the way to the right like this. All right, this greenery in the foreground, it's nice. All right, so that looks fine. So now what I'll do is once I'm happy with this, I'm going to click on this check mark, and it's going to say that because I don't have that font. And then you'll have your image within the 8 by 10 area, okay, by 300. All right. So now what you're going to do is, if you zoom in, you're going to see that you have a certain quality in here, and the quality is pretty good. And notice that the quality of this is better than the quality of I forget what you call this, but let's call it the dress, This is just, not nearly as good. It's not as crisp. What you need to do is go in there and clean up the edges here, okay? Even down here, basically you need to go to your paintbrush and make sure that black is your foreground color and go to that particular layer, select the layer mask, and then, mask out those little areas, all this stuff up here, and you may want to just to have it blend into everything else. Well, I don't know. But here's another important thing. You want this to look like it's part of and actually in the area here, okay? In the, whatever you want to call this, flower field, landscape, okay? So you did a smart thing here. That was kind of cool. Actually, this type, let's leave the type as is for now, okay? Like, for example, this here. This is a different layer. This is going over her. It doesn't really have a source, but just a little bit over. That gives it a little depth. It shows that she is behind this greenery here. So you want her skirt, for lack of a better word, to be behind some of this foreground greenery. All right, so that means going in with the layer mask. So I will go to the background, Actually, no, I'm going to stay on this skirt here. And on the layer mask for that, you want to mask out part of this to reveal the leaf underneath. But notice that it's blurry because the depth of field, this green in the foreground is very blurry. So you want to kind of emulate that. So I'm going to suggest that you go to black, and for your hardest, bring, soften the edges of the brush. Okay, so this gives you a blurry edge brush by bringing this down, harden this down. Hardness at 100% gives it a crisp edge. So now I'm going to mask out what's on top of this leaf here to reveal the leaf and make it look like this flower is behind the leaf. It actually should be a little bit more. It's you have to kind of experiment, but even more blur here. And then if you increase the brush size, you'll get a more softer or blurrier effect. So let me just do that. Okay, so keep that in mind. And the shadow is also blocking. It's in the way there. So the shadow is going to have to be masked out also, part of that. So layer mask for that, and then go in there and block out the shadow where it shouldn't be. And you have to use your judgment here. So see, so right on this little character here, it shouldn't be. And on the leaf, it should not be there either. Okay. All right, so that's what you have to do. You have to kind of like really figure out, what goes where. I mean, shadow-wise. So, like for example, here, okay, in this area here, it should be under this leaf, okay? So, what I'm going to do is, with this layer active again, there's a little bit here, but I'm just going to click and drag over this and just kind of like take away more than what I need to. All right, whoops. Okay, and then go back in and reveal it. Okay, so now I'll go back in and switch it to white and zoom in. All right, I would get a smaller brush. A little trick here, a tip, your left bracket key will reduce the brush size, your right bracket key will increase it. All right, so now with white, I will undo the mask on these by painting on the layer mask in white, and that will bring that image back. Okay. So you're kind of like outlining that leaf and making sure that it all comes back in. Okay. So that's the kind of thing you want to do to make it appear as if she is behind this leafery here. All right. Also note that you need to have adjustment layers that are clipping masks, not this background. People are confusing that. The pink, yes, there's a clipping mask, but there's a difference between making an adjustment layer a clipping mask and this. So, for example, and also you have to save a selection and name it as a channel. Okay. All right, so it has to be in here, renamed and so on. So we did that before. So regarding adjustment layers, for example, if I select this, I'm going to go down here and select a levels adjustment layer, okay, from this black and white cookie here. This pops up. You'll have this thing pop above that active layer. Now, I'm adjusting highlights, so I'll exaggerate it here. Notice what happens. It makes an adjustment to everything under this layer. What you want to do is have it attached to this layer only, so you hold down your Alt key and click between the layers. Now, when you make an adjustment, it will adjust to that only, okay? So I'm not saying, that's the correct one, but that's what you have to do. You don't even have to change anything. Just create one and make it a clipping mask, and I'll give you credit. All right? All right, man, I'm going to stop here. I hope that helped.